What up, BLS? You niggas just now getting off the porch. I've been in the mix since 1994. 45 caliber extendo. Now who's that peeking through my window? I guess you niggas got the wrong info. Fucking with me, you better know what you in for. I will catch a nigga slipping, niggas everything you missing. Have them picking up their ransom for the info. Pull up on the block in the bad motherfucker wearing all my ice. Won't play nigga touch me. I don't fuck with suckers when I see them locked up. They say the fast watch still yelling out fuck 'em. I only fear God, I ain't worried about nothing. From the cradle to the grave, motherfucker, I'm bugging. Nigga bitch done till she yelling I'm coming. Then I'm down with the wind, gotta get back to the money. This is it. I swear to God, this is it. You little niggas ought to quit. Lying to the people like you taking hella trips and you moving hella bricks when you never done shit. Nigga, this is all. I swear to God, this is all.
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? What's up? Coming to y'all again, episode number 2. So what we gonna do today, man, I'm sorry, first, King Perez.
King DJ.
You know it. Any and Everything podcast. You know how we do it. Good information, good love, positive energy. Before we tap into the show today, what I do want to say is DM us, inbox us, if y'all want to be on the show. All positive information, nothing negative, all positive information. What you doing in your city, what you doing for these kids, what's your goals, plans, admirations, things of that nature. Maybe we'll put you on, maybe we'll bring you on. You a rapper, you a singer, you want a little bit of exposure, what you doing, inbox us. Maybe we can bring you on. But today is what we're gonna talk about is the death of Kobe Bryant. You know, that's hot on the press right now. I am a basketball fan. I am a fan and a student of the game. Been a fan and a student of the game all my life. And I've been here, been there. I've seen Kobe Bryant play in person. I can sit up and watch all his games. Never was a big fan of Kobe Bryant, but I am a fan of Kobe Bryant. All of the athletes understand what I mean by when I say that. But he died today. The Mamba out. You know, first I want to say sending love out to his close friends and his family. You know, they say he died in a helicopter crash.
Right.
And it was 5 other people in there in the helicopter with him. And everybody passed away. Everybody died. So we do want to, send our love out to
one of the greats.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think of Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippins, I mean, that new era of, that next to fall in line, Kobe was like, the young Michael Jordan of his generation.
He was.
I mean, he had charisma, he had class about himself, and I mean, he played a good game.
He did. I'm a coach. I'm a basketball coach. I coach middle school basketball at Michigan Math and Science Academy, for the ones who don't know. And when I coach and I'm speaking about leadership and I'm speaking about how to be a leader, what does it take to be a leader, I gather my whole team up, right? And we sit down and I literally play a bunch of Kobe Bryant interviews based off how he was a leader. And that's where I became a fan of Kobe Bryant, because I consider myself a leader. Perez do as well. And through leadership, Kobe Bryant always said, everybody not going to like you. But it's not about them liking you. It's about you taking them to the next step and to the next role. A coach can't always do that. But he has to have that player that can and that will and don't mind taking the heat for it, whether it's right or if it's wrong. Some can't do it. Some leaders are born. It's hard to turn a person into a leader.
Right.
It's hard to turn a person into a leader. But a leader is born. And watching Kobe Bryant interviews, even from when he was a kid, he went to Marion High School and he was a leader there. If you watch the interviews from when he was a kid, growing up in Germany with his dad and coming back to the States to play, basketball and all of this and all of that. He was just a flat-out leader. And he wasn't just a leader in the game on the court. He was a leader off the court. No matter the trials and tribulations that he went through, he always kept his head high, and he was always looking, what's the next step? You know, so, man.
You gotta look in life in general. We all go through some things that we might not be proud of. We all go through some things that, you know, might take us time to barrel through. But, you know, at the same point, when you put yourself in a position that you're a mentor to others, you got to be a prime example. And the way the way he spoke and articulated himself and the things that he did, you know, I think it oversees all the negativity.
I agree.
So, I mean, when you speak of a man that, you know, take his bumps and bruises and, you know, basically be responsible for his actions, that's
Definitely.
a stand-up guy. Definitely. I mean, it's a lot of us that, you know what I'm saying, we reflect ourselves from our actions. Sometimes, you know, we're not going to be proud of the things we've done, and when it's drawn to public attention, I mean, it's the way we handle ourselves and the way that we accept responsibility that builds that character, that makes us, you know, better people. Learning from your mistakes.
Quick answer to a question. No, we're not on YouTube yet. We're working on that. We're creating our YouTube channel, so we will be on YouTube very soon. Thanks for asking. And back to the situation. It's a very sad situation. Kobe had 2 girls. Yeah. You know, Kobe had a wife. Kobe was married. You know, Kobe had a life. Kobe lived his life as an athlete, but he wasn't done. Right. Kobe coached the AAU basketball team, a girls' AAU basketball team. A lot of people did not know that.
Well, I mean, I think when it comes to anytime you put yourself in a spotlight, people look at you as the spotlight.
That's true.
They look at you as, you know, you famous, you a star.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? They never, you know, think about the person.
Right.
And, you know, many talented people that I have been around and, you know, associated with, or, you know, just sit down and have a conversation with, just to get in depth with their life, you know, and be like, okay, it's more to this person than just, you know, them going in the studio doing music. It's more to this person than just being a movie star, actor. You know,
that person has a life.
It has a life, has friends, family, has, you know, everything that we can think of.
They
that
are
we
not
go
just
through.
what they do.
Right.
I agree.
I mean, they go through the same things that we go through. Rebellion with our kids, you know, pressures of life, you know what I'm saying, making hard decisions and stuff like that.
The saying is, more money, more problems. So
exactly. So, I mean, I think at some point, we as fans, or we as people just forget they have lives too, outside of what they do, outside of their career.
Right.
You know, they have an everyday life, you know, they have kids, like you say, they have families, you know, and we just look at them like from that point of view of the craft that they have mastered.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, sometimes, especially, you know, before a person is, you know, gone or deceased, we need to, you know, kind of just understand that that person is a person outside of the craft.
Right. Before we go any further, what I do want to do is I want to allow you to, you know, put your shit on the table.
Yeah, just hit in. This is my clothing line, Empress. I'm giving these away today, so whoever's hit us on the inbox or, you know, hit us up,
be that special
leave a message. We got shirts, we got hoodies. Now this is my Empress brand. Something I started a little while ago. We're gonna be pushing it out this summer, getting everything done. But it's women's apparel. So I had the leggings with this and everything, you know. So you'll be seeing more of that, you know, as this summer get into gear.
You heard what he said, right? Women.
Leggings, women's.
If you a man, look, if you a man, we skipping right past you
Yeah,
when you talk about some, can I get that shirt? If you a man, we bumping
right. You a man, you can put it on, but
no,
you know what it is.
No, brother, man.
That's on you. I done seen some weird shit out here. But,
I want to ask you a question, P. I want to ask you a question. Being the man that you are, you know, if you don't know, I'm 30. He 47. At the age of 47, how, and this, we about to get into some deep stuff. How do you as a person deal with death? How do you, I don't want to say heal, but how do you deal with death when it come your way?
You don't deal with death. My wife died September 17. She died 2 years ago. She had brain cancer. You know, that was a heavy blow for me.
I agree.
I always been a person in life. Anything that come at me, always had control of it. So I control my situation, whether it's bad or good. You know, I did damage control. And me being a father, you know, always push that issue. Like, you know, when things happen, you got to push forward and keep going, no matter what it is. But one thing about death is personal, especially when it's somebody close to you.
I agree.
So, you know, people ask me, well, you know, how you doing or how you feel. I don't know how to answer that question.
You know what I hate?
You know,
I hate when people say, you strong. You strong. You being strong, or be strong for your siblings, or be strong. What does, I can lift all the weight in the world. I can bench press 300 pounds easy. I can push the microwave and the refrigerators. I can move you in and out of your house, throw your car in neutral. I can push it all the way up the street.
Right.
But what does strength have to do? And if you listen and tap in, ask questions and everything. But what does strength have to do with a death of a loved one?
You know, people always looked at me. They say I'm stern. They always like, you know, you got a certain persona about you where it don't seem like too much move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, it's
True
like
statement.
not letting things affect you. But you know, I moved through life like that. Come to find out, I wasn't as strong as I thought I was.
But what is
Because I mean, and I'm not gonna say strong. Strong is a totally different word. Being intact with your emotions. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that, being intact with your emotions, because you can never tell where your emotions are gonna take you. Even though when you think you got everything under control,
right?
and you think, you know, you can handle the world because you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. I'm responsible for 4 girls. I was responsible for 5, you know, when it came down to my wife. So
Right.
it's like, plus, you know, the other members of the family, I'm you know, I always put myself in the front line of being responsible for
Right.
everybody. And
As a
it's
man,
like,
you should.
and when my wife passed, it was like, that was a big part of the equator
Right.
that was gone. You know, so, I mean, that took friends, that took family. That took a whole village to pull me out of that slump.
That slump.
Cause, you know, it was times that I didn't even want to be here. I wasn't, you know, to me, I wasn't too much of anything without my wife. You know what I'm saying? I based my life around her. You know what I'm saying? Because we had that type of relationship.
Right.
We was that close. You know what I'm saying? And you go through life, you meet so many people. I tell people, you meet people in and out your life, and you know that you might care for it, but it always be that one that grabs you and have your heart. So, you know, you take that, you know, you feel like you ain't got nothing. And, you know, it was just, I mean, it was everybody that was supportive. You know, you were all every day.
Hey,
Every
man.
day. Look, you know, I ain't
You
trying to
wanna
bother you, but, you know, I just want to know. Let's kick it. How you doing?
Emotions
You know
show.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Emotions show. And I feel like when you close to somebody or you hold somebody dear, it's things that you should be able to recognize from that person. You feel me? It's things that you should be able to recognize. And if I'm around you and when we together and I know you not this, you know, sad down type of guy. You like to laugh, you like to joke, crack joke, talk shit, you know, drink, you know, do whatever. And if you're not down for that, I gotta understand something going on.
Right.
And considering that I knew the situation that was going on, address the situation. Don't stand there and allow that person to feel out of place, uncomfortable, neglected, unloved, and unappreciated, don't do that. Address the situation, whether it's a hug.
Right.
Because, bro, I walked up to you and I hugged you one day, and you not even that hugging type of guy.
No, I'm not.
But at that point, I didn't know what to say.
I mean, it was appreciated because, like I say, you know, it's cut through that armor. Sometimes the armor we wear, the body shield we wear be so strong, and
you're right, Marcus.
It push people off sometimes, and they be like, I don't even know how to approach this person because that personality.
Marcus say being strong would take a toll on you mentally.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you lost your wife when I was 17, bro. I was 17 years old and still in high school, still wanting to rip around the streets, play basketball, mess with the girl. I lost my mother, bro. I lost my mother from cancer, leukemia. When my mother was sick, I knew, but mentally, my mother was superwoman. So I'm like, oh, she gonna bring her way out of this. So I was still acting up in class and school. The ones that know me know how I used to be. So therefore, I was still acting up in school. My mother would still come up to the school. I wasn't taking that into consideration. Like, bro, your mama's sick. At least have some type of respect for her while she's sick. And my mother would tell some of the teachers, like, I'm too sick to be up here and all of this and all of that. And my teachers would acknowledge it to me. They'd say, your mom's sick. Why are you acting like that? But in my mind, my mother was Superman. Right. Superwoman. I keep saying Superman. Superwoman. Superwoman. So I just knew that whatever this is, my mom will overcome this situation.
Right.
That's how I felt. My mother was very family oriented. Very family oriented. And when she died, I literally lost contact with all of my family except for 3 people. And I have a very huge family. 2 different sides. I'm sorry, except for at least, around about 5 people. Around about 3 in state. I got a couple, about 3 or 4 out of state that, I will call them, they will call me. No love lost, you feel me? But I was 17 when I first lost somebody that was very dear to me. I didn't know how I didn't know how to grieve. Yeah, I done lost, generational aunties and all of that, but it didn't affect me how I lost my mom. So I didn't know how to grieve. I would never forget that I was in school. My uncle was driving. We was in the same high school. My uncle was driving. They called us out of school, told us to go into the hospital. He came, we got up, we left. He came and got me. We got up, we left. When we left the school, we went straight up to the hospital. When we got to the hospital, my whole family was there. Well, I'm sorry. All my uncles and aunties was there. And my mom was laying in the bed. Nobody told me that she died at this point. I was still, my mom's Superwoman, so she gonna be straight, And I was standing there, and I was looking around, literally just like this. None of the machines on. I looked at her chest. Her chest wasn't, going up and down. Nobody was talking. And right then and there, I broke down. Back then, I was the ones, like I always say, the ones who know me know I was big. I was a bigger guy, in weight. So I took off running, crying, out of the hospital. I punched the wall, and it took 4 of my uncles to hold me down. Because at that point, I didn't know, what's my next step? In a couple more months, I'm turning 18. What am I supposed to do? My little brother, my uncle was raised. My youngest uncle of their brothers was raised with me like a brother, So it was like, what do we do? Right. Nobody was really close and dear enough to us that we felt comfortable to take care of us per se. But
I think the biggest thing of that is honoring that person. And when I say honoring that person, that means, by completing life and doing the things that they expect for you to do and wanted you to do in life.
On that note, let me tell you this. When I was young, this is what my mom said to me. She went, oh, my mama, because I wasn't that work 9 to 5 type of guy, and my mama knew that. When I was young, I swear my lifestyle was heading towards in and out of jail, fast food restaurant jobs, in the streets, that type of stuff. You feel me? My mama would ask me, she'd say, I picture you being a leader in your community. I picture you preaching on the pulpit. I picture you cutting hair. I picture you driving cars. I picture you being somebody outside of who you portraying yourself to be now.
Right.
Self-consciously, bro, I've done everything that my mother said that she thought that I would, or she pictured that I was gonna do, unintentionally. And when I look back at it, I be like, bro, if I would have known that now then,
oh yeah,
I would have been able to tap into it now and been further at 30
right.
than I am at 30 now. But when she said it to me, I was like, she only saying this so I wouldn't keep getting in trouble, so I could change my lifestyle.
Life is a life lesson. I mean, I think I was about 14 when I left home. I was 14 when I left home. You know, that's when I started that street life. And I mean, a lot of people be like, well, would you do anything different? No, I wouldn't. I mean, that shaped it and molded me
Who I am today.
to who I am today. That gives me the advantage to talk to a lot of younger people and they can relate to me.
Right.
Because for the simple fact, I mean, when I talk to them, it's that real shit. It's no fake shit. I'm not telling you nothing that I ain't been through.
I feel like both of us, I'm sorry to interrupt you, I feel like both of us, we could talk from the age of 3, 5, and up. In any different type of genres, any different type of lifestyles, however you want to talk, intellectually, urban, whatever, I feel like we both can reach that and meet that.
I mean, a lot of the young guys, they don't have that older mentality around them. They were never taught how to, really just sit there and listen without having an aggressive attitude about it. I mean, me
especially
personally,
in this generation,
I got an aggressive attitude, so the way I talk sometimes is aggressive. But
talk
that's
with
because,
passion.
exactly, I'm passionate what I talk about. I've been shot. So I'm gonna tell another young motherfucker, hey, being shot ain't being cool, cause I mean, there's a lot of complications come with that shit.
I've been shot at.
I mean, shit. To this day, I got shot in 1992, October 23rd, 1992. I got shot.
Where in the ass?
But to this day, I mean, I still had complications with that. You know what I'm saying? And pains from that. I mean, you know, it's lucky because I'm still here. I could have been dead.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the things they out here risking their life for. When you 16 and a judge telling you about to get 65 years in prison, you know what the fuck that mean? That mean you ain't never coming out that bitch. You're coming out in a pine-ass box. So from the age of 16 and you got 65 years, you done wiped out your whole life, your whole existence.
You ever been to jail?
Yeah, I've been
Subject switcher.
I've been to a couple of jails. Which one you want to know about?
Hey,
I mean, when I was younger, my 17, 18 years rebellion, I didn't have respect for authority. I was authority. So, you know, you pulled me over, it was like, okay,
I'm disrespecting you.
Yeah,
What you want?
What the fuck you pulling me over for? Get the fuck out my face. Kiss my ass.
Give my ticket, go ahead, go.
You try to open up my car door, we bucking. I mean, I never considered myself a big dude. I was always a small dude, but I was always the one getting choked out because I was the ignorant one. You know what I'm saying?
You had a tall man complex, a short man complex.
Look, no 4 or 5 cars pull up. Next thing I know, I'm at the jail. You know what I'm saying? Because I done got choked out because I'm acting ignorant in the fuck. And like I tell my young dudes, dude, I don't give a fuck how bad you is, how tough you is. Whatever you got, you not gonna win on the motherfucking street. You're not gonna win on the curb because when they call back up, I don't give a fuck. If you, as good as I was, I don't care. I'll fight any fucking body. I grew up with 4 brothers that was 3 times bigger than me. And that's who I had to train with. So when I got out on the streets, I wasn't scared of anybody. But it ain't about being scared. It's about, making it home. It's about respect and handling your business. Because at the end of the day, no matter how many police I done argue with, how many police I done fought, how many times they done took me to jail for disorderly conduct, and nailed one of them situations when I got in court, I won. You know what I'm saying? I just had judges and people that took a liking to me and be like, that's not you. You're going to be a better person. And I'd be like, what the fuck they talking about?
One day I went to jail and I went to court. My last name is Higginbotham. The judge said to me, he going to be lenient because he knew a judge that last name was Higginbotham. And he asked me, was I related to him? And I told him, yeah, down the line. But I would have been fucked up too. I'd have been fucked up too, serious.
So, I mean, man, I see a lot of these videos on YouTube. I see a lot of videos on Facebook. I know my rights and this and that. Don't argue with the motherfuckers. I mean, be compliant. You can record. Be compliant. Do what you got to do. I mean, handle that shit in the system. Sue the fuck out of them. Get your money. But don't end up dead on the motherfucking curb.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're not going to win. Anything they do, they're going to be covered. You know what I'm saying?
That's where it's leading
when you go to the courtroom, your family be sitting up there crying because you dead. Guess what? They going to court and the judge letting them off. They was doing their job.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. It don't matter what they do, how they kill you, they're going to be good. The most that's going to happen is they're going to get suspended with pay.
Or fired, then they're going to go work for Dearborn.
No, they're going to get fired and then get brought back through the union.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think about it. Like the guy, I'm not familiar with the case or the name, but the guy that was running through the park, he was literally running from the police officer. They shot him in the back. I mean,
okay. Yeah.
How in the fuck was he a danger to him? You know what I'm saying? So, really, do you think that family gonna get justice? They not gonna get justice. They rather throw you a couple of dollars.
Yeah, shut you up.
Saying? Yeah, because I mean,
they think money cure all.
It's crazy in the black community because they feel like they can throw you $1 million because they're gonna get it right back.
Right back.
Because you're gonna mismanagement, you're gonna blow it. They're gonna be arresting other family members, and they getting all that money back as soon as they hand it over.
In that nature.
I mean, they don't care.
They don't.
I mean, you gotta care enough about yourself and handle your business a certain way.
Right.
I I understand, being hard, not being a punk and all that shit, but I mean, life is more than that shit.
What I tell my guys and my younger guys, and make sure y'all listening, the system is not set up for us. When I say us, who do I mean? I don't just mean the black, the white, whatever. And this is not a race thing. Because if you're paying attention to it, black issues are being put on pedestals. But if you also watch the underground, for lack of words, the underground, white people, Caucasians, Mexicans, Chaldeans, everybody else is having the same issues with who? The police. Well, so therefore,
it's not a race thing. It's a systematic.
It's a systematic thing.
People always say, "Well, you post a lot of black stuff. You post a lot of, a lot of black history." I post a lot of black history on my personal page for the simple fact that we was never taught black history. I want my people to know who they are and who they came from, because black lives just didn't start with fucking slavery.
Thank you.
I mean, we was way before slavery. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why I put a lot of black history on my page. But it's not saying that I'm the type of person that hates any other race or group of people. I'm just saying the things that we weren't taught, you know what I'm saying, because it was systematically shut out for us, I'm teaching now.
I had a conversation with my wife. I said, if you pay attention to it, America is not equal like they say they are.
No.
Because if you read the history textbooks, that you get in school,
nothing about black people.
Nothing empowers black. It's all European empowerment.
And what tripped me out, it made me kind of pissed, because I mean, this one guy told me, you know what I'm saying, we was having a conversation and he was like, well, before black people came to America, they didn't know how to read and write.
They didn't know how to clean themselves, bro.
Let me explain to people something. We didn't know how to read and write English. because English wasn't our fucking language.
That's right.
I mean, if I take you to Japan right now and leave you in Japan, you don't speak Chinese, you don't speak Japanese.
That's right.
So you don't know their fucking language.
That's right.
We knew our language. Don't ever say we couldn't read and write like we was some motherfuckers.
Dummies.
Yeah, like we had no brain or we didn't think for ourselves. We come from great ass people. You know what I'm saying? So don't let nobody take that
Kings
from
and
you
queens.
by telling you we didn't know how to read and write. We didn't know English. We didn't want to know fucking English.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you how smart we are because they never wanted us to learn their language. But guess what? They didn't teach us their language. We taught ourselves
Caught
their
on
language.
to it. We caught on to it.
We taught how to read and write their language.
That's right.
But they never taught us how to. Right now, you go to school, they teaching you Spanish. They teaching you French. Why nobody teaching us shit? We learn English on our own.
That's right.
We learn Spanish on our own. We learn, you know, every type of language you can think of. We learned it on our own because we weren't really supposed to be learning these languages.
Bro, do you know when we were slaves and they caught us
No,
speaking-
you know what? I that's another term sometimes I have to correct people on. We were never slaves. You know what I'm saying? We're never slaves.
Preach, preacher!
We was doctors, we was lawyers, we was teachers, we were kidnapped.
and brought over here. You right.
You know what I'm saying?
You right.
We were kidnapped, we were taken hostage. You know what I'm saying? We were never slaves because we were free people.
Yeah, yeah.
We were enslaved.
When we were enslaved, because you're right, and I'm gonna add that to my spirit. When we were enslaved, and they caught us speaking our language, do you know that they would embarrass us, whoop us, beat us, kill some of us, just to make a mockery of our own language?
Right.
If basically saying if y'all don't, if you never read the book, The Willie Lynch Theory, How to Train a Slave. Please go and get it. Please go and get it. The Willie Lynch Theory, How to Train a Slave. It corresponds on what's going on today as well. Okay? So what they did was they made us mockery. So you know the term, the curse word motherfucker, it actually was, they had us, I'm a big guy. I stand 6'2" on a good day. 240 pounds. I just weighed myself last week. 240 pounds. I'm a big guy. So, therefore, I'm a Mandingo fighter back in their days. Nowadays, we think of a Mandingo as, you know, whatever. But back then, it is what it was. They fought us for entertainment. WWE,
Yep.
that's what they did. It was their entertainment. So, what they did was, a motherfucker is, I'm a big guy. Oh, breed me with my mom to create another baby that will grow up to be just as big as me. Hopefully it's a boy. Why? Because he can also be a Mandingo fighter, or he can work in the field because I got good work ethics and I'm strong and I'm big. So that's what they did. That's the term that's where the term motherfucker came from. A lot of people don't know that. So we got to even watch the words that we use.
Yeah. I mean, it all relates to like discrimination. The whole system is discrimination.
That's true.
Then we take a couple of I always look at it like this: when they go into these mountains and hills and they find diamonds, diamonds are black. You know what I'm saying? So what they do, they take this black diamond, they take it and they polish it up and they shine it up. Then you got what? That white diamond that everybody like. That's what they do to some of the niggas. You know what I'm saying? They take that black nigga and they polish his ass up. White diamond. You know what I'm saying? And they put him out there
house nigga
for everybody to
see him.
And when you talk about systematically and shit like this, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you gotta take it for what it is. If you're a person, you don't have to be political, but you can look at shit in a different way. Now, I will say this, Chief Craig. I mean, I never really cared too much about his character, his arrogance.
For the ones who don't know.
You know what I'm saying? He's the chief of DPD. I don't care for him personally. I mean, we all got a job to do. Just I mean, do your job, all the narrating and shit. Keep it to yourself because, I mean, I feel that he is one of them black diamonds that they done shined up.
House niggas.
You know, my thing with him, I mean, I never when, and this is not to be racial, but this is like a example. It was one story where a white couple crashed their car into a store. And when they crashed their car into the store, it was an overdose. And I think it was an opiate overdose. They had needles in their arms and shit, you know what I'm saying? And it even came down to where the judge said, well, I think they've been through enough, you know what I'm saying? They need help. Now, just, you know, to backtrack that, you know, Chief Craig made a statement that, you know, this black market weed or weed in general, you know, has raised violence in the city of Detroit.
Wow.
I mean, I know people that smoke weed personally, you know what I'm saying, and I just know the history of weed. I ain't never seen nobody get violent or smoking some damn weed or violence occurring because of weed.
Cat Williams said, I get hungry. I open up the refrigerator and I look, close it, open it again like if something else came in.
I done smoked weed and I ain't never felt like being
I done
violent.
smoked weed and got ready to go to sleep.
I done smoked weed and mixed about 5 or 6 different cereals together.
Finding something to eat, cake and milk.
You know, I done smoked weed and watched 3 movies and
You
can't
feel
tell me
me?
what the fuck I watched.
Looking at you, watching you talk and don't know what you say. I be like,
But I mean, to relate weed to being violent, that's the most stupidest shit I ever heard of. I mean,
a rapper say, the crack, how I go? The crack epidemic, the judge give you the sentence. But then the white boy got the opium and popping pills.
but you gotta look at what's geared to black people. A lot of black people are geared to smoking marijuana. Black
That's
people
true.
love smoking marijuana.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But look at this. Guaranteed, there's more violence in drinking alcohol than it is smoking weed. And I mean, that shit goes from like club days and all. What happened? People be concerned, like, don't let them drink too much liquor because you know what's gonna happen.
Watch his intake.
Right, now,
Watch the intake.
if you smoke some weed, you know what's gonna happen. That motherfucker gonna be sitting in the car and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's totally a difference, man.
Yeah.
It's totally a difference, and most people, you know, that can look at it. A lot of black people are being cut out that market. You know what I'm saying? Since they started making marijuana, you know, legal state-wise.
Don't go there.
I mean, it's a lot of, black people, they just not being included in that.
Hey, off the record, on the record, if you gonna lock whoever up for selling weed back in the day and then make it legal, let them out. Because they doing the exact same thing that the government is doing. Let them out. Y'all doing the exact same thing. So can we lock the government up? No. So let the ones out who have a history of selling drugs and that drug is marijuana.
But everything.
But you know they've done that to everything.
Everything
Moonshine.
becomes legal if the government can make money,
off
of
it.
If they can't
If
make
they
money
can
off
tax
of it, right? If they can tax it, it's legal.
It's legal.
Scarface, 80, 86,
Yep.
85. You know what I'm saying? If they can tax it, most people don't know black people started lottery.
Moonshine.
You know, black people started lottery so long ago. Running lottery. Just think,
My grandma used to say it.
right now, I think
My
the
grandma.
Mega Millions is up to 300 and something million.
Let's play.
Okay, this shit go to Michigan schools. Our schools look fucked up. I don't know where
The
it's going
motherfucking
for.
school's closing down.
Right, what schools in Michigan you sending the money to? Oh, must be the upper Michigan schools.
Thank you. Or the schools across 8 Mile.
Because you're not sending the money down to these
To the
schools.
city?
It's fucked up. These schools. So it's like, this shit they can take from us and be like, oh, y'all can't do this. This is illegal. Then take it and make a business out of it that makes multi-millions. You know what I'm saying? It's a corrupt ass system. It was a system that, the government is modern day slavery. And people don't know that.
That book that I mentioned to y'all, Willie Lynch, How to Train a Slave, That's in there as well. Modern day slavery.
I mean, they don't have to go out and hunt you no more. They just pick you up from the street.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
They'll look at you. You would say, I don't have nothing, and they'll still pat you down.
Right. I mean, they don't have to take the ships no more.
Because
They
what a lot of
pick you
people
up.
don't know is when you incarcerated and you in a system and you're working for them, tax dollars.
Right.
So they getting paid.
Look, you gotta look at it like this. I hear brothers say all the time, I'm not gonna work for $10 an hour. But they go to prison and work for 25 cents a day.
Facts.
I mean, you gotta understand where that 25 cents a day come from. If you take one of these multi-billion-dollar companies, they say to the prison system, private prison,
Right, Marcus.
look, I'm gonna pay y'all $14 an hour
To do this.
to make this part. You know what I'm saying? Do you have enough people to run this? Because, see, they don't want to pay nobody $30 an hour to make it. If I can pay you $12 to $13 an hour to make it, I'm saving money.
Yeah.
No health care, none of that. Here's the kick.
You know they're going to be at work.
Right. So here's the kick. We making $14 to $15 off every prisoner we got.
That's true.
And we only giving them a quarter.
That's true.
So you know how much money I'm making a year?
And then even when you in jail, for the ones that's watching that been in prison and you doing that, you're saving that money to take care of yourself.
So you think about it. If a person that makes $10 to $15 an hour, if they gross salary is 30 to 35 to 40,000 a year, the prison just done made basically 36 to 37,000 of one person.
That's right. And then imagine how many people is in prison.
So I
The
mean,
population of the prison system.
you're talking about thousands of people that's locked up in a prison. So 1,000 times 36,000. I mean, just
That's money
some,
being made.
That's some ignorant ass money.
That's money being made.
Now, so think if you own a private prison, you know how much motherfucking money you making? That's man, goddamn.
I hate to throw my mans under the bus because I rock his shoes.
I mean, that's business.
Michael Jordan.
People don't understand business is business.
This is
I
his
don't-
business.
I mean, people in business to make money.
That's true.
So you know what I'm saying?
You heard that right? Michael
Right.
Jordan
Oh
invested in the prison
yeah.
system.
I mean, who was it? I would. I mean, if you want to get your ignorant ass out there and do dumb
Dumbass
shit.
shit.
I mean, goddamn, I'm old enough at my age to know I'm not about to go out here and do anything that's gonna jeopardize my
My
freedom.
life. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm the motherfucker that invests. I invest in property. I invest in life. You know what I'm saying? I invest in myself. I invest in my kids. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I can't tell a motherfucker what to invest this money in to make money.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? If I see an opportunity, if motherfuckers tell me I can take this 20,000 and invest it in a private prison and make over 200,000 a fucking year, what you think I'm gonna do with that motherfucking money? I'm gonna invest.
Invest it. Now it's up to you what you invested in.
Right.
And those
Now-
two in particular people,
Now whoever choose to bring their ass in there, that's just
that's on
you.
them. That's on them. You can't, it's your life. You gotta live your life the way you live it. Okay, everybody has done dirt. Everybody got a good side, everybody got a bad side. But your bad side is what gets you.
Fucked up.
And if you choose to get fucked up, you know that your ass gonna be in a penal system.
I mean, that's just simple as it is. They don't give a fuck about getting you 65 years. They
I
don't give a fuck about
tell
getting
my
you
kids
75.
this. I tell my kids this. Name one person that sold drugs, big time. I'm talking about big money. I ain't talking about this little street shit that we do nowadays. Name one person that sold drugs and never went to jail. I'll wait.
Yeah,
You
they
can't.
doing. They getting busted. They taking all their shit. They taking
And,
their money.
and they
freedom.
didn't snitch.
Yeah.
And they didn't snitch. Name one person that did not snitch, that sold drugs, and did not go to prison, did not go to jail. What's my man's name who played on Lee? What's the name of that movie? I can't think of the name of the movie.
Which one? Everybody done snitched.
No, the street movie with my man's he wasn't as popular in the streets. He worked at the cleaners. His His man's was a street nigga. He ended up going to jail. The Dame Dash movie.
I don't know.
Ah, somebody tap in. What's the name of the Dame Dash movie where my man's
Paid in full?
Paid in Full? There it is.
Okay, paid in full.
Dog, what he do? I ain't snitching on nobody that I know. Harlem, when I get out, Harlem still gonna show me love. Dog just got out either late last year or the beginning of this year.
Everybody
He
snitch.
snitched. You gonna either snitch or you gonna do the time.
Everybody
or
snitch.
both.
Motherfuckers ain't doing 50 to 60
No.
fucking years. They gonna
No.
cut a deal.
They gonna
You
cut
talking
the deal.
about if you talking about you 20 years old and motherfucker telling you you gotta be in prison for 75 years. Tell me you ain't no cut no fucking deal.
Ooh, I'm singing like a canary. I'm singing. I'm out here looking like Beyonce and Alicia Keys.
Hey, I don't give a fuck. These motherfuckers say they won't snitch. These motherfuckers
Lying.
snitching in high volumes.
I got a boy, my brother. I love him. He say it's a difference between telling and snitching.
I mean, it is.
He say snitching is when me and you did something and I wasn't you did something, I wasn't a part of it, but I'm getting framed for it.
Right.
If you don't step up,
Yeah,
I'm telling.
that's the difference.
Snitching is me and you did something, we both a part of it, they cut me the deal. Oh, tell on him, he did it all. That's snitching.
Well, I always looked at it like this. If I get caught doing whatever the fuck I'm doing, I gotta eat that. You know what I'm saying? Say if we both slanging.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You jet up. They don't catch you. But they catch me. You know what I'm saying? I gotta eat that.
And I'm gonna take care of his family.
Right. I'm not gonna say that, yo, so and so was with me. This and that, so and so was with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that because if I do that, that's snitching. Because I got caught, now I want to drag your ass in.
Right.
No, you got away, so you good.
So therefore, street law.
So snitching is if I'm doing some shit all by myself. You know what I'm saying? And I get busted. And I'll be like, shit, my man DJ slanging too. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't
What
got
kind
nothing
of
to
deal
do
like
with it.
us? Because, you know, shit, I can hook you up.
I can tell you who the
Right.
higher ups is.
Right. That's snitching. You know what I'm saying? If we get caught and they both got us in custody, and say you have a gun on you, you throw that motherfucker up under my seat. And I'm just sitting there. I don't even know the gun in the car. You know what I'm saying? They pull us in both. They say, who gun is it? You know what I'm saying? I ain't no say shit, because I know it ain't my gun.
You throw the gun under my car.
Right, so
it's my car.
It's my car.
Oh, it's your car.
And you throw the gun under my seat. I don't know that you got a gun. You know, I'm not gonna say nothing because I mean, if I recognize it's your gun, I expect for you to step up and be like, hey, you know, this is my weapon. My man ain't had nothing to do with it and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you got a motherfucking memory lapse, I'm gonna remind your ass, hey, dog, that's your shit. You know what I'm saying? You speaking up and shit, because, I mean, I'm not doing time for other niggas like that.
But if they don't say nothing, then what?
If they don't say what?
If they don't, if
they
my
don't say
gun,
it.
I throw it up under your boop boop boop.
Yeah, you
I don't say
shit?
nothing.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to remind you. Tell the police it's your shit. Shit, it's taking you a long time. I don't know if you stuttering or what the fuck you in shock. But shit, you going to eat that just like I had to eat mine.
I'll be like, hey, you see who car it is?
Hey, shit, we have to handle that shit.
I'm
in
talking
court.
I'm talking shit. I ain't that type of guy. I'm talking shit. I'm talking shit.
I just be like, you know, you as a stand-up guy, you got to take responsibility for your shit.
For your
You know what I'm
actions.
saying? You can't take your responsibility and dump it off on somebody
Or
else.
don't get into it.
Right. I mean, if you can't take the bumps and bruises, anything I did in this life, you know, people can tell you, I took the bump and bruises for it. You know what I'm saying? I done been through it, and I mean, you know, I just dealt with what I had to be, you know, deal with. And
You
just,
dealt with the that's how I've
kept
learned that
stepping.
through life. I learned that through life. I tell people, I don't apologize. I don't say I'm sorry. I don't say my bad.
Right.
Unless it's really, I'm sorry, my bad, I apologize.
Right.
If I did it, and I know I did it, because I did it intentionally, because me, I'm a strategic guy,
Right.
it's very seldom that I act off impulse, but I do act off impulse. So if I know that I did it, and I don't know, let's say I hurt your feelings, and I come to apologize, I don't say nothing out of anger.
Right.
So if I said it, I meant it, nigga.
Yeah. I mean, that's blazing. People be like, you know, a lot of times people tell me my mouth is reckless. My mouth,
it is.
They tell me I say anything. No, I say the fucking truth.
You know, a lot of people say me and you acting like.
Yeah, but my thing is, you're not used to people telling you the truth.
Telling you the if it's
So
a
if I tell
Kobe
you the
Bryant
fucking
say if
truth-
it's a booger in your nose, I'ma tell you it's a booger. I'm not gonna sit there and let you embarrass yourself walking around with a booger in your nose.
So
I'ma tell you,
if you-
get the booger out your nose.
If you know you fat and you ask me some shit like, do this dress make me look fat? You was already fat. I mean, shit, what the fuck? The dress ain't do shit to you.
It just squoze that fatty in a little bit. It just squoze that fatty in a little bit.
I mean, you know, people ask your opinion, and I mean, people give them bullshit opinions.
Yeah.
People get their hair done. What do you think? If you have long hair and you cut your hair short, and to me, it make you
don't
look
like it.
fucked up. I'm not gonna tell you like, oh girl, you look all right. No, your shit fucked up.
I don't like it.
You should have got a weave or something.
Is it the
know
way
what
you
I'm
say it,
saying?
or is you just say it?
I mean, shit.
I just say it.
I said the way I talk. I mean, the way I talk about everything is the same way. I use the same voice,
Right.
same tone, same dialect. I cuss. People know I cuss. I mean, I'm gonna say shit the way I talk.
Right.
That's the way my everyday talk. That's the way I talk. I mean, it's like, you know, you see people go out with their friends and their friends give them the bullshit like, oh, you know, that's sweet, this or that. No, don't do that to me. You know what I'm saying? Don't have me out
Tell
here
you that
looking-
booger in your
Yeah,
nose.
don't have me out here looking stupid and shit just because you don't want to hurt my feelings. You know, fuck my feelings. Go ahead and
I
give it to
agree.
me.
If I look fucked up, let me know. I look
Right.
fucked up so I can go and change my clothes. If we out, we hanging out, we dangling, you know, we whipping around, we painting the city red and green, and my shit fucked up, or I stink, hey D, you ain't looking too hot. You smelling bad. Therefore, I can go in instead of I'm embarrassing the group.
Right. Because half of the time, motherfuckers don't do nothing but laugh at you and talk
Anyway,
about you anyway.
behind your back.
I have to, like, look at that shit he got on.
The whole shindig that went by, they still talking about
Hey, you'll be the butt of their conversation for weeks. Yeah, you see that shit that they had on that night?
you. They be like, I ain't going out with him no more.
Right. But it's just as,
Who
you know,
going?
save me the fucking embarrassment or whatever. Just tell me, hey, man, that shit ain't cool. Change
That's
that
right.
shit. It's
I
not.
agree.
And it was this one female I knew. And thank you. I'm not going to say your name, but you know who you are. I appreciate it. I was in New York.
Uh-huh.
And I'm walking down Canal Street.
I always wanted to go to New York.
We down Canal Street, so
Somebody take me to New York.
this dude come up to me and he was like, man, I got a deal for you. And you know, this was like one of the first times I ever been in New York. And he was like, I sell you this Gucci belt. I'll sell it to you for $20. And you know, I was like, shit, Gucci belt for $20?
Oh, he got got. He was on the strip.
I like, gay. I was like, shit, I'm about to get a deal.
He was on the strip.
So I had brought the Gucci belt, man. I was like, yeah, I'm sporting this bitch tonight. I'm gonna be tight, you know what I'm saying? My first time in New York, and I'm just getting love. This young lady seen this shit, and she came all the way across the street, and she's like, look, she's like, I don't know if you know, but that belt fake. Like,
Facts.
my man just got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, you know, it's
It
real.
look real.
She's like, turn it over, showed me the telltale signs and shit, you know what I'm saying? It really wasn't none of her business, you know what I'm saying? I could have been
she
out there
intervened.
like, right.
Right.
But she just put me on game like, don't wear that motherfucker out, because you will be, you know
Talked
what I'm saying?
You will be talked about.
You know how we like to tuck our shirts in?
Hey, I don't do that shit, but I understand. I know who you talking about.
Motherfuckers throwing their butt buckle, they like to tuck their shirt on the top just to show their butt buckle.
Yeah.
Nah, get your ass, you know, shame. The hall of shame. Like, shit. Tell me the fucking truth. Don't leave me on. If
So-
my haircut fucked up, let it be. I'll be cutting my own shit sometimes. Let it be. Tell me the real deal. I fuck up. Shit, play it.
Everybody, I was just about to say everybody. fuck up. So we got a few minutes left. You feel me? So I'm gonna give you the stage. Let's talk about this. You got 3 items. Are you gonna give away all 3
No, I'm giving away all 3.
to one person, or 3 different individuals?
3 different individuals. This is something different, because when people look at this, they be like, what is it? It's Medusa. And what people don't understand about Medusa, you know what I'm saying, before they say anything else, what they got to understand about Medusa is that everything that we had was stolen and taken from us.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And Medusa is not some Greek mythological person, you know what I'm saying? Greek people say Medusa is a woman with snakes in her hair. Do your research. A lot of people don't know or do research. Medusa was a black African queen. Mm-hmm. She had dreadlocks. She didn't have snakes in her hair.
I want dreadlocks.
Europeans thought they were, you know what I'm saying, something different.
It's actually not dreadlocks, you know.
Right.
Because nothing about it is dreadful.
Dreadful. Right.
It's locks.
Locks.
And it means we coming together and we entangled and we tight forever.
Right.
But
so when you look at this, you don't see snakes. They locks.
that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And if you don't believe me, you can look up Medusa, African goddess. I mean, Greek mythology. Okay, everybody, you know, listen to and read up on Greek mythology, but goddamn, we not Greek. We black.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Read up on our history. Educate yourself about our people.
That's right.
And you know, a lot of people will say, well, you know, this is so and so. That is so and so. No, that's our shit. We need to start taking back our shit and claiming it for ourselves.
That's right.
We get right now. If you go to, you know, what's that? England and shit. They got a lot of our history locked in vaults. They got a lot of our ancient gold and all types of stuff, scrolls and shit that they won't release. You know what I'm saying? That's our history. They don't want you to know your history. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's too much information a day for people to be ignorant and not know where they came from. So I mean, as elders, us as generation to generations, we got to retell the story of our history before, you know, so it can be embedded in the minds of our youth that's coming up. Because if you really look at it, they might as well call history in high school white history.
His
because it's history.
H-I-S.
Not our history.
Not our history. His
history.
H-I-S story.
Right.
It ain't ours. It never been ours.
Right.
It was ours. It'll be a different outcome. But it's his history.
Yeah, man. And, you know.
So how you giving this away?
3-7-10.
The third inbox, the 7th inbox, the 10th inbox.
Yeah, you got it.
Ooh, let's go wide. Let's go wide.
Okay.
10, 20, 30.
All right, 10, 20, 30 inbox.
Yeah. Now
10,
you got
20,
an
30
inbox.
inbox. You get this a hoodie.
Your size.
Empress hoodie. I mean,
it'll be your size. So you ain't, this one right here say small.
Right.
So you ain't got to worry about it being a small when you an extra large. Don't worry about that. It'll be your size. It'll fit you. It'll fit you, okay?
Right. And this is good material.
It's definitely good material.
I mean, it's hoodie season. Wear it with your coat. Empress Collection 1992 when I started really organizing the brand and thinking about the brand, because, you know, that's the year my daughter was born. Mm-hmm. You know, I never wanted to call my daughter really a queen or a princess. I was like, she was always an empress to me.
That's deep.
And that's because of my name. My name is Ustinov, and it means emperor. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I think in a fact of not from the Western, you know, hemisphere, but, you know, from, you know, farther east. So, you know, where they had kings and queens here, they had emperor and empresses. So I look at it different.
Okay, so make 10, 20, 30. Inbox us. North Jackson, the John Higginbotham, 10, 20, 30. You get you a free item. It might be